many years, humans have struggled to find replacement parts for their malfunctioned organs. If there is a case of severe kidney failure or liver damage, humans had to wait for months, perhaps years, to get a replacement. And of course, replacement doesn't come easy. Many organs like the heart, lungs, pancreas, intestines, etc. can only be extracted once a person has died. Kidneys are a bit easier since we have two at our disposal. Even then, the process of transplant is not easy due to a problem that evolution has given us: organ rejection. For a body, an organ from another person, even if from the same species, is treated as a foreign object by a body, and it tries to get rid of it as if it is a virus or a bacteria. But now, help seems to be coming from an external source. Believe it or not, from pigs. Recent developments in the field of surgery has made possible the first of its kind organ transplant from an animal to a human being. Pale Blue Thoughts looks at organ transplants in this video. Organ transplantation is a medical procedure in which an organ is removed from one body and placed in the body of a recipient to replace a damaged or missing organ. One can transplant whole organs or tissues. Organs that have been successfully transplanted include the heart, kidneys, liver, lungs, pancreas, intestine, thymus, and uterus. Tissues include bones, tendons, cornea, skin, heart valves, nerves, and veins. Worldwide, the kidneys are the most commonly transplanted organs, followed by the liver and then the heart. Cornea is the most commonly transplanted tissue, which outnumber organ transplants by more than tenfold. Of course, in a way, the most transferred body part is our blood. Organ donors may be living, brain dead, or dead via circulatory death, where the circulatory and respiratory functions of the body have ceased to function. Transplantation raises a number of ethical issues, including the definition of death, when and how consent should be given for an organ to be transplanted, and payment for organs for transplantation, and more importantly, addressing organ trafficking, which is the illegal trading of human organs for transplantation. Medical tourism, where people travel from developed countries to underdeveloped countries in order for cheaper treatments and organs, is another issue plaguing organ transplants. Ethical issues withstanding, the availability of matching organs is the major hurdle when it comes to organ transplantation. Nearly 220,000 people await kidney transplant at any given time in India, of which only 15,000 end up receiving a kidney. That is, a mere 7% end up getting a replacement, while the rest usually die without getting a replacement. 25 to 30,000 liver transplants are needed annually in India, but only about 1,500 are being performed, a mere 5% of the requirement. The first ever successful transplant of any organ was done in 1954 when a person named Ronald Herrick donated one of his kidneys to his brother Richard, who continued to live for 8 more years with his identical twin brother's kidney. Christian Barnard of South Africa performed the world's first human-to-human heart transplant, and the patient survived for 18 days after receiving a replacement heart. Barnard's second patient lived for 19 months. Now let us see why organ transplants are so complex. For understanding this, we need to understand the various kinds of transplants that are possible. The first one is autograft, where your own body part is transplanted to another location in your body. This is usually done in the case of tissue transplants or skin grafting, like in replacing a part of a burned skin with skin from another area from your body. The chances of rejection in this case is very less, as it is your own body which is getting transplanted. Isograft is where organs or tissues are transplanted from a donor to a genetically identical recipient, such as an identical twin. Isografts also do not trigger an immune response, as both the donor and recipient are anatomically identical. Next is allograft. An allograft is a transplant of an organ or tissue between two genetically non-identical members of the same species, for example, from one human to another. Most human tissue and organ transplants are allografts. Due to the genetic difference between the organ and the recipient's immune system will identify the organ as foreign and will attempt to destroy it, causing transplant rejection. The risk of transplant rejection is first estimated by a process called panel reactive antibody test. In this test, recipient cells are exposed to random cells of donor population and the risk of rejection is observed. The last kind of transplantation is called xenograft, where the transplant is done from one species to another. However, xenotransplantation is often an extremely dangerous type of transplant because of the increased risk of non-functional capability, rejection, and disease carried in the tissues. This is where the current news about a successful xenograft becomes extremely important. Transplantation medicine is one of the most challenging and complex areas of modern medicine. Some of the key areas for medical management are the problems of transplant rejection, during which the body has an immune response to the transplanted organ, possibly leading to transplant failure and the need to immediately remove the organ from the recipient. When possible, transplant rejection can be reduced through serotyping to determine the most appropriate donor-recipient match and through the use of immunosuppressant drugs. Immunosuppressive drugs, also known as immunosuppressants, are drugs that inhibit or prevent activity of the immune system. So people who undergo transplants need to be extremely careful about their health as their immune system is compromised. They are susceptible to other diseases because their immune system is weakened. Cortisone and the more effective azathioprine were identified in 1959, but it was not until the discovery of cyclosporin in 1970 that altered transplants from research surgery to life-saving treatment. Last month, the scientific and medical community were abuzz with the news that US doctors were successful in transplanting a kidney from a pig to a brain-dead human. The surgery was led by Dr. Robert Montgomery at the New York University Langone Health Medical Center. The recipient was brain-dead, meaning they were already on artificial life support with no prospect of recovering. Brain death occurs when a person on an artificial life support machine no longer has any brain functions. This means they will not regain consciousness or be able to breathe without support. A person who is brain dead is legally confirmed as dead. The life support machine will keep their heart beating and they will continue to breathe using the ventilator, but they will not ever regain consciousness or start breathing on their own again. Once brain death has been declared, the person can be considered for organ donation. In fact, the recipient in this case had agreed for donating his own organs upon his death as confirmed by a family member of the deceased. The kidney came from a pig named Galsafe that had been genetically modified to stop the organ being recognized by the body as foreign and being rejected. Similar tests have been done in non-human primates, but not people until now. Experts say it is the most advanced experiment in the field so far. Why so? That is because even though we are related as part of the Mammalia family, pigs and humans are actually leaves from different branches of the evolution tree. For example, it may be easier for us to accept an organ from another primate such as a chimpanzee or a baboon due to our close similarity in our DNAs. But a pig is different. Another reason to be happy about is that unlike other primates which are endangered and very little of them are left in the wild, pigs are widely found all over the world. Yet another advantage that a pig has is the organ size. To successfully transplant an organ from one species to another, both the species should have organs of similar size, else it won't fit inside the recipient. Here too, pigs score over other animals. Using pigs for transplants is not a new idea though. Pig heart valves are already widely used in humans when there is a need for a valve transplant. One important aspect to the whole story is that pigs are not among the animals that human beings like very much. Often there are religious reasons why people detest pigs. Then there are the notions that pigs are unclean, eat feces, have multiple partners and are dumb. However, it is the opposite that is the truth. Contrary to popular belief, pigs are some of the cleanest animals out there. Like us, they naturally go to toilet far away from where they sleep or eat. You might even say that they are cleaner than us as they don't have any sweat glands, and this is the reason they are often seen with mud on them. This is their way of keeping themselves cool. The next allegation is that they eat their own feces and that of others. This behavior, called coprophagia, is not shown just by pigs but by many animals including rabbits, chimps and even by domestic dogs. And yet they are not bracketed in the same league as pigs. Pigs are also very smart animals, and that has been proven in many studies, and their compatibility with human body make them ideal candidates for organ transplants. During the 2-hour surgery last month, the surgeons connected the donor pig kidney to the blood vessels of the brain dead recipient to see if it would function normally once plumbed in or be rejected. Over the next 2.5 days, they closely monitored the kidney, running numerous checks and tests. It functioned normally and did not appear to be undergoing rejection even after 54 hours. One another thing that the surgeons did was that they transplanted a bit of the pig's thymus gland too, along with the kidney. This was done to stop the human body rejecting the kidney in the long term by mopping up any stray immune cells that might otherwise fight the pig tissue. The surgeons also modified the pig tissue to eliminate one sugar molecule called alpha-gal, known to trigger immediate organ rejection. The organ was only observed for 54 hours and remained outside the body, but it continued to function as normal, doing all the processes that a kidney was supposed to do. The kidney made the amount of urine that you would expect from a transplanted human kidney, and the recipient's abnormal creatinine level, an indicator of poor kidney function, returned to normal after the transplant. Of course, there are more hurdles to overcome before this becomes a routine medical process. Medical products developed from pigs still require FDA approval before being used in humans, but there is a ray of hope. Also, this experiment is yet to be peer-reviewed and more trials conducted for repeatability before it becomes a norm. But this groundbreaking experiment should pave the way for trials in patients with end-stage kidney failure, possibly in the next year or two, says Dr. Montgomery, who himself is a heart transplant recipient. These trials might offer a short-term solution for critically ill patients until a human kidney becomes available, or as a permanent organ solution. The emerging field of regenerative medicine promises to solve the problem of organ transplant rejection by regrowing organs in the lab using a person's own stem cells. The field of science-based medicine is growing at a fast pace in the field of organ transplants, but the need for organs vastly outstrips supply, a worldwide problem that deepened over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic. Many die while on wait lists, and organs must be carefully matched between donor and recipient to avoid the risk of it being rejected by the recipient's immune system. Those who do receive a transplant must take drugs to suppress their immune systems for the rest of their lives to avoid rejection. That is why this experiment is an important step forward in realizing the promise of xenotransplantation, which may save thousands of lives each year in the not too distant future. Pigs, hated by many humans, are also very forgiving enough to offer their body parts to save the lives of humans who hate them. So before you treat them as an untouchable and unclean animal, or you try to demean someone by calling them a pig, please remember that they are very similar to you in more ways than you expect, and most importantly, that swine could one day save your life. I hope you liked this episode. For more videos such as this, please subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon and select all. Till next time, it's bye-bye from Pale Blue Thoughts, and may the force of science be with you.